So it's Monday, December 16th, 2013. This is a recap from the Gay Men of Wisdom discussion group. Tonight, our topic was the gay male experience of being other. So I structured this discussion around a series of questions. The first being I asked the men to think back to when they were children, when they were adolescents, and when they were young adults, as to 3 times when they felt dangerously other. So we heard some of these stories from boyhood. That I was in a talent show in elementary school. I gave a particularly gay performance, and that was not very well received. When I was a little boy, another man said, I designed sand houses in the sandbox rather than destroying them like the other boys. Everyone at school wanted to fight, and I didn't want to, and it didn't make sense to me. Another man said when he was a boy, he didn't live inside his body. Another man, when he was in college, said that he took a date to the prom and he felt like a sham. Another man said, when did I not feel different? And one other man said that being around gay people was frightening to him. So another man recounted a story that when he was a boy, other friends of his found a Playboy magazine, and his friends were really excited around this, and he couldn't understand that. He didn't understand their experience, but he knew he had to hide it. He couldn't talk about it. Another man said, I hid so well that I still can't come out now. Another man said that people reacted to his sexuality before he even knew what it was. They called him gay before he even understood what gay meant. Another man said that he knew that he would have to go it alone. He didn't have a word for it, but he knew he would have no support. So the next question I asked was, what patterns or habits did you develop in response to these experiences? And I heard a really rich array of responses. One man said that he suppressed his emotional responses, that said that he felt that it was not safe to be unfettered, free, or joyful. Another man said that he needed to be the best little boy in the world, that perfectionism was a way for him to compensate. Another man said, I'm not in the habit of socializing, I'm in the habit of being alone as a result. Echoing the sentiment, another man said, it caused me to be guarded, that I choose to isolate myself, and I have felt wounded by the gay community. And along these lines, this discussion and this theme continued throughout the entire discussion about this sense of stepping into the gay community and repeating the patterns that we experienced from childhood, yet feeling more wounded because we were hoping to be embraced and loved. Another man said, I became invisible. I became more guarded with gay men. Another man said that he became friends with straight women, that it was much easier to be with straight women. Another said he's become much more introverted. One man talked about how that it is so much harder to be gay than straight or gay people acknowledge. So the next question I asked was, what is your otherness myth? What is the story that you tell yourself that is no longer relevant? So there were some really interesting myths that came out. One man said that you get so stuck in the experience that you can believe that what was must always be, that these patterns of being, it doesn't seem like they could ever change, but in fact they can, that you can actually change your old patterns if you actually become aware that you are stuck in them. And yet you need to honor the difficulty of doing so, and that this takes time. Another man suggested, he asked whether this was actually a myth. He said, other people need to do their work, not me. I'm not the problem. If they do their work, I'll be okay. He said that this was a myth, but that he is not entirely sure if it was. Another man suggested, well, what if another otherness myth is that there is no other? Wow. What if there is no other? But on the other hand, he said, maybe the opposite is true too, and that we see the world differently, and that needs to be honored. So I added, why couldn't both be true? What if there really is no other, but what if our differences really contained valuable, invaluable gifts to the world, which is really what the whole Gay Men of Wisdom work is all about. Another man's otherness myth was, I am beyond love, even self-love. He recognizes that this is a default system that kicks in. that is not it's not true, but he understands it. And someone had commented that being wounded by your own, meaning gay men, is the hardest slash. Again, this idea of gay men wounding each other. One man suggested that being gay is an excellent setup for post-traumatic stress disorder. And we ended the call with a really interesting, again on this theme of feeling being wounded by gay men. This repeating pattern throughout our call of wanting to isolate and separate ourselves from gay men and preferring the company of straight people. So one man said, "I fear the wounding from my gay peers. It's why I'm driven to feel more safe with straight people." So very interesting exploration. I heard lots of awareness. I heard a lot of a clicking in terms of otherness myths, the ideas that we keep with us, those patterns that we retain from childhood and from adolescence that we may not even realize we're carrying, but as that one man suggested, we can change them. So that's my wish for you. If you're viewing this and any of these otherness myths speak to you, I hope to my wish for you is that you become aware of them and you become aware of your choice around those myths. So again, this is Ray Rigoglioso. It's Monday, December 16th, 2013. Thanks for being with me.